The Sunshine Division has more than a century of service in Portland, providing food boxes to thousands of local families every year. Welcome to Sunshine Division, our next century of service. I'm Travis Tyke here at the new Sunshine Division headquarters in Northwest Portland. When complete this spring, the permanent home will be able to serve more people more efficiently for generations to come. Over the next half hour, we're going to walk you through Sunshine Division's future here, its programs, and the people they help. But first, Todd Unger shows you the 100-year history of the organization that started when Portland police responded to a crisis and found a family in need.
In this footage from the 1930s, Portland City Commissioner Earl Riley is talking about the Christmas tree that would be put up at Portland City Hall and eventually be surrounded with donations for the Sunshine Division.
The City of Portland, Saturday, should be an inspiration to all of the people of Portland to contribute, generally contribute, and in a manner much more heartily and much more liberally than they have in the past, to the Sunshine Division.
Years earlier, in 1922, Portland police officers responded to a call and realized the family was in need of food. Then Mayor George Baker decided the city needed to help more families. And during the holidays in 1923, things kicked into high gear, and that was when the Sunshine Division came to be.
And so in Christmas of 1923, a number of police officers and reserves and city officials made sure that families in Goose Hollow got a basket of food on Christmas Eve, and that was our first home delivery. We kind of consider that really when the tradition became real.
Initially dubbed Mayor Baker's Sunshine Boys, a radio variety show called the Hoot Owls devoted a regular segment to soliciting food and funds from listeners. Over the decades, the boys became the Sunshine Division, taking in food donations and putting together boxes for families. In the 1960s, it became an official nonprofit. At that time, the Sunshine Division also had a free clothing room and items like mattresses and firewood for people in need. As then Commander Bud Lewis explained, it was a 365-day-a-year effort.
That's because our publicity is predicated on the Christmas season. They think that we only work then. And nothing is further from the truth. We do function the year-round. Our effort, as I indicated to you, is a great deal more during the year.
Portland police officers have remained a huge part of identifying emergency situations. Since Sunshine's inception, there have been food boxes at every precinct that officers can deliver as they come across families in crisis. Through the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, the Sunshine Division kept growing to meet a growing demand, with families stopping at the North Thompson and Southeast Stark warehouses for those food boxes. In 2019, a normal week was 330 families coming to the two locations, and then the pandemic hit, raising that number to 1,000.
In many cases, it's been startling to me how many people are coming to our front doors. And the fact that not only has that not receded, it's grown.
Sunshine Executive Director Kyle Camberg says they also launched a home delivery program during 2020, realizing many elderly and immunocompromised people simply couldn't get to the warehouse. Now, they average 650 deliveries a week, in addition to all those families who come to the warehouses every week.
We're serving more than 4 times as many people as 2019. That's why we need the help. We need more food drives. We need more contributions because 4X is a really tough number to meet.
This year, volunteers packed and delivered a record 3,000 turkey meals in December, carrying on a 103-year tradition. Over the holiday season, Sunshine Division reached over 30,000 households with immediate food relief in those holiday meals.
The only way this organization has ever helped anyone for 100 years is because local individuals, companies care. They donate their time, they donate their money, they donate food.
Food and monetary donations dating back a century for a nonprofit that started out making some families' holidays a little bit brighter.
Well, Merry Christmas, children. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
The relationship with the Portland Police Bureau continues today with an officer assigned as a liaison to the Sunshine Division. For Officer Rashida Saunders, her connection to the nonprofit began as a child. Emily Burris has more.
For Portland Police Officer Rashida Saunders, delivering food boxes for the Sunshine Division is one part of her weekly routine.
I get to bring joy and sunshine to the community year-round.
But it's something she was familiar with long before she joined the Bureau.
Well, my mom was a single mom. She worked most of the time, but there were definitely times where we couldn't make ends meet. So we struggled, and we also benefited from services like Sunshine Division.
Born and raised in North Portland, Rashida says their family came to rely on Sunshine and other organizations to help with food and other supplies. A visit from an officer with Sunshine was always a positive experience.
For me, we were just happy to get food. We weren't concerned about the sodium or the nutrition. We were just happy that we had cereal. We were happy we had peanut butter. We were happy that we had some of those staples to get us through the next few days.
One officer is assigned to the Sunshine Division with Sunshine food boxes in all of the precincts in case an officer identifies a family in need of food.
Officers that work at the city have access to food boxes 24/7. So when they're on patrol and they respond to a domestic violence or a house fire, they're able to fill that need if that's something they see. So that's the super cool thing about this partnership.
Hey, how are you?
When longtime Sunshine Liaison Officer Matt Toby retired, Rashida jumped at the chance to step into the role.
This position is near and dear to my heart. I became a cop to serve the community of Portland, but just working different positions, I understand that there's more to police work than just crime enforcement.
The need continues to grow. With reductions in SNAP benefits and rising prices, more and more people are relying on Officer Rashida and the Sunshine Division.
It has been absolutely crazy. The numbers of people we're seeing coming to our pantry for assistance, it's heartbreaking. People are very scared. They're afraid. They don't know when their next meal is coming. And so we've been working really hard to make sure they're getting what they need to get through the next few days.
Like Rashida, many helped by Sunshine are children.
Kids, we have to take care of them. They should not have to go to bed hungry. They should not be uncomfortable. We're seeing kids that, because their parents are struggling, they're going without other things like coats, clothing, things that should be basic needs, they're going without because their parents have to make a choice between, am I gonna pay the rent or am I gonna go grocery shopping? And that's just where we are right now.
Rashida is busy between packing the boxes, helping at the two pantries, and making those personal deliveries to families she's developed relationships with, many in the area where she grew up, where her mom still lives.
I think she's really proud. I think it's one of those things where it's easy for me to share a story and say, hey, this is me. I was an officer as a kid. I received a food box. But I think it's another level when it's like, no, my mom received food boxes back then, but she's also still in a position where she does need food boxes now. It's the biggest blessing. It's amazing that I get to be a part of delivering sunshine throughout the city of Portland. So it's neighbors helping neighbors. It's community helping community.
And you can help deliver sunshine throughout Portland. Just scan the QR code that's on your screen right now to make a donation. Now that can be a monetary gift, a donation of food, or volunteering your time. As Mia Villanueva shows us, your gift can bring hope to all walks of life.
Howdy, howdy. Brian Gold was expecting this visit from Officer Rashida Saunders. In fact, it made his day.
We got some mashed potatoes, some stuffing, and the main most important part,
the turkey.
I met them at a Winterhawks game, and we did a presentation for Sunshine Division. And after the meeting, this young person comes up to me and he tells me, hey, we work, my wife and I, we work, but we've been struggling. How do I get a food box?
Talk to her a little bit about my family situation and how we have, our food stamps have been cut almost in half over the past month, and how it's been a little bit of a struggle for us as far as groceries.
Brian says he and his wife were laid off, falling behind on rent and bills, all while dealing with car trouble. While they're working again, Sunshine helps fill the gaps.
I can come home from work and have lunch, you know, not just have to sit around the house and do nothing while I'm on my lunch break.
For Lacey Thomas, hunger and loss collided all at once.
I want my dad. I want my dad. And he's in the sky. And he's in outer space. I miss him.
He took his own life 3 days before my daughter was born.
Suddenly a single parent, pregnant and grieving, Lacey suddenly faced homelessness, depression, and survival alone.
It's really hard to keep things going, you know, when you're a single person trying to, you know, raise a child.
That's when the Sunshine Division stepped in.
I didn't have a car, and I was, you know, pregnant and not in good health and very sad. And so I reached out to the Sunshine Division, and a police officer brought me a box to my house. And that was a big deal.
The box brought food, but also hope.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm Matt.
Hi, Matt.
How are you?
For retired Officer Matt Toby, Sunshine is about relationships, some built over years.
It's a really positive experience. Makes you see things way differently. There is help out there.
Being able to show up when you say you're going to show up and bring them food, it's a great feeling, and you know, it makes that bond between us even stronger.
Portland police officers have been a part of the Sunshine Division for 100 years, delivering food to families in crisis, day or night. For retired Portland Police Captain John Wren, it became a lifelong mission, one his family has carried on for decades.
We encountered a family of 5 there, a mom and dad and 3 kids. And they were itinerant workers, and they had been picking cherries in Hood River, and the farmer stiffed them. We got a box of food and took it to them, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, the kids basically dove in head first.
For both Wren and Toby, it changed the way they approach their jobs, knowing they can get help to people in need at any time of day.
Hunger doesn't go away at 7 o'clock in the evening. It's there at 11, it's there at 3 in the morning.
This gives us that extra bit of light, and it gives us a little bit of hope, and it helps us, you know, put a different face on humanity. Love you guys. You too.
A gift of $100 equals 100 pounds of food. That means so much to so many of our neighbors. Please scan the QR code on the screen or go to sunshinedivision.org/donate, where you'll learn more about how you can help Sunshine Division in our next century of service. Coming up, we're going to show you another Sunshine Division program that keeps local kids clothed and prepared for school. Welcome back to Sunshine Division, our next century of service. I'm Travis Tyke. While Sunshine Division is known best for its food boxes and pantry, they have a year-round program that keeps local children clothed and prepared for school. As Elizabeth Din explains, you may know it as Shop with a Cop, but this program has a long history as Izzy's Kids.
It was the 1950s, and Isabel Hoyt was a Portlander known for her work in advertising, her stylish hats, and her involvement with various causes.
She always had her hand in something with kids. That was a given.
She became a familiar face helping out the Sunshine Division, which had started some 30 years earlier providing food and other items to families in need. Her son, George Hoyt, says it was no surprise when she was asked to join Sunshine's board, and she quickly wanted to find a way to increase donations.
As an activist, she says, well, we got to do something here. And here are all these high school kids. So what can we do? And she got to talking to the Sunshine Division people, and they decided they would have a drive.
George was one of those high school kids at Franklin High. He and his friends were part of many efforts to organize canned food drives for Sunshine, including during the holiday season. Flash forward to the late 70s. The Hoyt family was still very involved. Isabel had an idea to further build the relationships between the Portland police officers, who often delivered food boxes, and the families who were receiving the food. Today, it's what many people call shop with a cop.
This woman had the foresight to say, this is an organization that works closely with law enforcement. Law enforcement often interacts with children and families. Oftentimes there's poverty, oftentimes there's need.
I've got the cart.
The Izzy's Kids program continues to fund the event, pairing hundreds of kids with Portland police officers for a day of shopping for new clothes, backpacks, and more. George, who served on Sunshine's board, attended many of the shopping events and says it always brought him joy.
It's just as much fun to watch the people who are there for the first time. They're along for the ride, and their eyes are wide open.
There is the huge back-to-school event, but Izzy's Kids is a year-round program with about 20 kids going with officers each month to shop. George says his late mother would love to see how it's grown to help even more kids over the years and build rapport with the officers.
That's the purpose of it, for them to be in a different light.
The foresight the Hoyt family had to start this is, it's pretty amazing because, we have a lot of challenges in the world right now, and if we had more ways to pair the community and law enforcement and governmental agencies to have an open dialogue and have positive experiences, I think the world might be, a little better place.
Fred Meyer is also a vital partner for Izzy's Kids, contributing backpacks and heavily discounted items. In addition to Shop with a Cop, each year the Sunshine Division partners with the Portland Winterhawks Booster Club during the holiday season, and local kids get a $150 Fred Meyer gift card and a chance to shop with the Hawk for clothes and toys. A donation to the Sunshine Division helps put smiles on children's faces. Scan the QR code on your screen right now or visit sunshinedivision.org/donate. You can make a financial gift, a food donation, or volunteer your time. Still to come, a look inside the brand new headquarters where the Sunshine Division plans to bring even more hope and joy to our community next. Welcome back to Sunshine Division, our next century of service. I'm Travis Tyke, here at the brand new headquarters in Northwest Portland. Now, this new building means the Sunshine Division will be able to help even more families facing their most challenging moments. Now we're down at the warehouse level with Executive Director Kyle Cambrick. This is exciting. This is awesome. It's a huge facility. What impact is this going to have?
Well, that's the big word, impact. This is the tool that allows us to do the work we do. And you've been out to the old warehouse, 100 years old, pre-World War II. It was tiny, didn't have loading docks, didn't have heat. Just the list of problems goes on and on. In the past 5 years, fortunately, we've been able to use a vacant grocery store that's been lent to us for free, but that was not a forever gift. That was not a forever solution with Safeway. And so what we saw immediately is when you give us more space, when you give us things like loading docks and better cold storage, immediately we're able to expand our mission exponentially. And so at the start of the pandemic, when we temporarily moved in the grocery store, and I say temporary, it's been almost 6 years, right? 3 times as many people were able to help. And so this building, this tool is going to allow us to even grow on top of that. There's more storage, there's better food flow, there's more room for our about 5,000 people that volunteer throughout the year. So it's just going to allow us to do so much more. We're seeing a loading dock here, but as we keep walking, there's another loading dock for the nearly 200 social service agencies that we support in some fashion throughout the year. So we can get more food out to people directly, the community, families and children, but we can also get more food out in bulk to schools and churches and other social service. So it does it all.
Right. Well, and it sounds like, when you say, hey, we have a loading dock, that may not sound like a big deal, but talk about where you're coming from. You didn't have a loading dock before, and now you have 2.
We've been in that old machine shop that was built, it was built before World War II. So just imagine that. It was inefficient. It didn't have loading. It had sort of like roll-up doors. And so anytime you took a pallet off a truck, you had to then put it with a forklift onto the ground and then and vice versa onto the truck. So horrifically inefficient, crowded, and we were there since the 1970s. And so for a long time, we've known we needed to move, but knowing you can do something and being able to do it are, 2 different things. So, we've enlisted our supporters in a huge way, and this dream we had for many years is now becoming a reality. What is
the efficiency side of this going to be? How many more families can you reach out to because of this?
Yeah, so to put the kind of some rough numbers there is, early 2000s, pre-pandemic, kind of the last 20 years, so to speak, post Y2K, we were helping approximately 25,000 families a year on some levels. Now, routinely, we're hovering around 100,000. And that was with very interesting solutions. That's with using a off-site vacant grocery store that's not ours. That's not having the right tool. So we're gonna be able to grow even above and beyond that to over 100,000 touch points throughout the community throughout the year. Right behind us here, that's where the volunteers, we have usually 3, maybe 4 groups a week that come in, putting in thousands of hours of volunteer service, and they're loading those boxes. And so you need the space to do it. And again, that's what this space provides.
There's a dignity side to it, right? Because when people show up right now, you do a great job with taking care of them. But there's a line outside the door, and it can be cold in the wintertime, and you're gonna have a lobby, and there's that sense of dignity that people are gonna have when they come to this new facility. A big point of emphasis here too is that there's no public money involved in this. You did this with entirely private dollars. How did this come about?
I love that you bring that up, because you see a lot of projects around town and you often wonder, well, how did that come to fruition? 100% of the money that we've raised thus far, which is about $8.2 million, is all from local individuals, people like you and me, maybe a little bigger checks than you and I would write.
Probably.
But local foundations and local businesses. It's those 3 prongs. It's a lot of our local business community, some companies that have been supporting Sunshine Division for longer than I've been alive, in many cases. We're not all the way there. We've got to raise about another $3 million or so, but we're close.
Well, yeah, we've talked for years, you and I specifically, about the need for a building. And then this moment came where this opportunity opened up. And you talk about where some of that money goes too. You had the money to buy the building, and then you have that extra money that needs to go towards things like this. You have to do the work inside the building.
Correct.
You're making it ADA friendly here. You have an elevator that's being built. So a lot of work still being done here, getting ready for the opening, which is coming up when?
Well, knock on wood, we still got some work to do. As you saw behind us, as we came in, they're drilling in the cold storage. It's about another 2 months till we get to the finish line here, and then we've got to move too. And we all know moving is a stressful thing in everyone's life. So we're moving out of a home of 50 years and a vacant grocery store. So it's going to take a little time. So I'm going to say spring. Don't hold me to a date, but spring. I'm sure you'll be there. We're gonna have a grand opening. First, we've got to move in, then we've got to get the warehouse set, and then we're gonna open to the public. And I want to bring it back to that. Really, the building, not only is it a tool and it's about helping more, it's about the people. We didn't build a big warehouse because we're warehouse enthusiasts. This is the tool so that we can serve more families, we can serve more children, we can serve more seniors, we can work with more schools, more churches, more social service organizations. We've got more work to do, and that's what this building is about. We've got more work to do.
Yeah, and you're meeting that need, as you always have, and this is going to make it so much easier to accomplish every single one of those goals. The future is here in Northwest Portland for the Sunshine Division. You can help make Sunshine Division's future even brighter by making a donation. Just $50 provides more than 65 meals. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to sunshinedivision.org/donate. There's so many different ways to give. And all of us here at KOIN 6 and the Sunshine Division want to thank you for your support.